consider the entire charade election as a walkover. Well, some people are disagreeing with that. No, my friend, you know, if you understand, this is not me, people. My friend, if you understand how politics work, you will know that coalition never starts. Because, you know, in PDP, who want to act like they are opposition, you know their story. They are dead, practically dead. It's just a platform whereby in where they can still manipulate the system in their favor, they can actually, you know, use it as a vehicle to gain power. But to these ones now, who are now leaving the PDP, they believe that it is even worse than what you can imagine. Here is what, I'm coming over, here is what one of the supposed lawmakers, national lawmakers from Delta State, this is what this one had to say concerning the reason why they are joining TIF. No, don't worry, we know why. But this is what he had to say about his party, PDP, that made them to go and join TIF.
If you look well, the current PDP state chairman is here. He was in the meeting. The governor of the state was in the meeting. The deputy governor was in the meeting. The right honorable speaker of the House of Assembly was in the meeting. The immediate past governor of Delta State, who ran as vice presidential candidate of the party, was in the meeting. National Assembly members, both serving and non-serving, who are still members of the party, were in the meeting. House of Assembly members were all in the meeting. In fact, my brother, all the local government party chairmen, council chairmen, everybody who is who in Delta State PDP was in the meeting. Thank you. You see, a few days ago, there was a resolution taken by the Governors Forum, the PDP Governors Forum meeting in Ibadan. And almost all the governors were there. They resolved that they are not going to go into any merger with any political group, political party, or political association. As disadvantaged as PDP is, with only 11, 12 governors, how do you go into a national election and you think you can win with an incumbent president at the top? That particular resolution has killed the spirit of so many PDP members. How did we lose the election in 2015? It was because political parties came together, including those splinter groups from PDP. They all came together and were able to wrestle power from the PDP at that time. Of course, there are deeper reasons, the legal issues that are there. Today we hear one Senator Anyanwu, my friend, my colleague and brother, is the national secretary of the party. In another day you will hear that the man that was chosen from the southeast before the Supreme Court decision, that is the man that the party had chosen to be the national secretary of the party. And the same Ibadan meeting resolved that the deputy national secretary will be acting as national secretary for now. My brother, party is not just a mere political grouping. Party must be positioned to go into a contest to win. And the national secretary of a party signs all the documents going to INEC, all the external documents, external and internal, with the national chairman. Who is going to sign the documents for the PDP? And if that document is rejected, what do? My brother, the more you look, the less you see. It's becoming very funny. And you see people say different things at different times. Sometimes at the same time, they'll be saying the same thing, but in different ways. And so the PDP has never gotten this kind of trouble before. PDP is in trouble, truly. So for so many other deeper reasons that I'm not in a position to give you now, well, yes, we have 11, 12 governments. But for now, I don't think it is good enough for the PDP family in Delta to continue to be inside the boat.
Nuisance, Lele.
I hope I get the message. You see, Nigeria political parties, they are not formed based on any ideology or any principle. And you heard him, he said, party is just a mere political gathering. That's a career politician. No? Party is just a mere gathering, you know. I mean, we can go and group against somewhere else. We can just move here. So what about if their own ideology is different from yours? Ideology. The only ideology all of us get is to get ourselves closer to the Nigerian national boss. That is the common ideology, no matter whether not PDP or APC. Everybody's ideology, every political party's ideology is how to get closer to. There is no ideology. That, to those of you who are educated, what does that mean? What does that tell you? It tells you that people who are like ideologically barren are the ones who are making important decisions for millions of people. And also, if you paid attention very well, he never said it is because Nigeria is getting better, things are fine. You know, like, you know, you can say, I decided to go and support this man because Nigeria is getting better. My people, my constituents, people who sent me to Abuja said I should go and support him. There's nothing about governance. There's nothing about Nigeria. It's about them, their survival. I was talking about what's going to be their fate. If somebody signed their document during election, because it's always about next election. If somebody signs our document and they reject the document, INEC rejects it. What happened to your career? You want PDP to no, no. That's why we decided. And there are many other things too, but these ones are very important ones. We cannot let PDP, because what we know is that PDP doesn't exist anymore. I mean, look at, you say you get Sha? Well, people believe that, some people are saying that Tinubu is playing his card very early. Because same yesterday, another guy from Oshun, Oluwole Oke, Abi Kiloroko Ogbeni, I think Oluwole Oke, I believe. I'm gonna, let me see if I can bring up his name. Right, Oluwole Oke Noni, Ijesha North. He also tendered his resignation from PDP and said he's going to go and join Tinubu in APC. Similarly, the guy on the right is also a lawmaker, House of Rep member from Kano, is NNPP, the Kwakwansop people, right? So they are all going on to go and join Tinubu. And they are expecting others too, from what we have heard. So to some people, it was like, nah, don't get carried away. In fact, it is not a show of kind of bravery or a show of being smart. That Tinubu normally, okay, let me put it this way. You see, normally, right, majority believe that it doesn't even have to do anything. Do you understand that? It doesn't have to do anything. The way Nigeria is and the institutions in Nigeria, Tinubu doesn't have to do, it doesn't even need your vote. But others are saying, no, it does. You get what I mean? Like, you can only conveniently actually falsify figures where you are popular. And if your popularity is so dwindled enough that you can't really control everything the way you expect, including those people who are campaigning to you, you will get overwhelmed. Like, if the people really determine, you'll get overwhelmed. They've done it before. They think they can do it again. The difference is that when they did it before, the person they want to do it to now was also involved when they did it before. So it now makes it more or less like complicated. Say, okay, is it going to kiss the dust? Eventually, if you all, because what they are saying is, what you are witnessing right now is actually a show of fear, using EFCC to track those you considered as your opposition, using their corruption compromise on them. That is weak. Yeah, people are not me. People are saying that. So by the time people are ready, that 2027 is going to be Nigerians versus Tinubu. It's not going to be the North versus the South. That is where Tinubu is going to shoot himself on the foot. Again, I said what everybody is saying. For example, this guy is a prominent member of the people talking, people talking about coalition or talking about, removing Tinubu, and it will be the job of Nigerians. This guy.
For the fact that you talked about coalition, when Nigerians coalesce, is a coalition against government. The current hunger on the street, the current depression that Nigerians are facing, there's tariff in electricity, there's tariff in data, there's tariff in airtime, there's an increase in everything. That since President Tinubu came into office, and the cost of transportation, the cost of living has gone so high. So if we discuss about it anywhere we see, is a problem, is a reflection of what we are going through and a reflection of the pains that Nigerians are facing. So if we discuss it, it's not an issue that is out of the ordinary. And going to 2027, like you have said, let me tell you very clearly, coalition is good. More people coming together to decide the fate of this country is good. But I'm telling you, it will be a decision by Nigerians who have been forgotten by the government, who have been abandoned by government, who have no access to quality healthcare, who have no access to quality education, who have no access to public transport system, who have no access to be able to pay proper educational system for their children.
Are you worried that the president is outside this country for the past 2 weeks? How worried are you?
I'm very worried. I've spoken about it. This president have shown that there's no concern, because there's nowhere in the world that you will have the kind of people who have died in Rio, in Bokos, in Urome, and you have a president who will be operating remotely from a foreign land. It has never happened in any country, because the president came out to seek for this job, to try to do this job on behalf of Nigerians, and said that he's going to lead. We are 250 million Nigerians, and we have a lot of people who have the same capacity to lead this country. We have young people who can lead this country, we have old people who can lead this country. And if he has brought himself out, and by whatever means he has been declared as president of this country, he must not be as empty president. He must be available to sit in the presidential seat and then run this country fairly, squarely, and in a just manner that must promote the interest of our people, because we can't have a situation when the primary purpose of governance is about security of life and property, and that same primary purpose is the reason why the government have failed most. So it's a challenge to the government to know that the level of the kind of high-handedness that they have applied, even to the cause of opposition, even to the cause of democracy, they are further weaken the deepening of the democratic process, including with the state of emergency declared in Rivers State. These are things that are antithetical to the development of democracy. Our Nigerians must speak out, because if we don't have democracy, the alternative we have is not palatable. The alternative is not conducive. We cannot have people who claim to be Democrat and then come into office and start to run it with strong arm of the law. We cannot have people who circumvent and misread Section 305 to suit their purpose and then to try to entrench their own strength because of 2027 election.
Do you still have hope for the country?
My hope in the country is the reason why I remain here. A lot of people have run out. A lot of people have second address. They have second citizenship. A lot of them, that's what they're doing. But even though we have the ability and the resources and the capability to acquire that, we have rejected that. Because this country, if we must make it work, we should be here, work together with all well-meaning Nigerians to make sure that Nigerian work for our people, not to go to London to seek health care, not to go to France to enjoy the best of public health care, the best of public system, and then come back to this country and then tell us to be patient and then tell us to tighten our belt. Why the president and his men
Thank you, sir. I was on my Facebook, doing my road live this afternoon. So somebody now commented. In fact, he actually asked a question, right? And if I remember, maybe not verbatim, okay? So if I remember very well, his question was that, Mayegu, how come that, good people, like normal responsible people, are not allowed to run Nigeria? Because according to him, his question, okay, I think I remember very well now. So his question is like, when you see people who criticize people in government, they always have all of the solutions. They talk this, da. But whenever they now get to power, they become worse than the people they condemn. So my answer, for that person's inquiry was that it was kind of like asking me why. Like, why is it that you will see people, they will tell you a lot, a lot they reject about this past, the government in power. Then when they finally find themselves in power, they become even like worse than those they condemned and all that. I say, well, you see, the reason why you continue to have terrible people in charge of Nigeria, no matter how much you try, is because when you take a look at the foundation, all right, the foundation means that, number one, we did not agree to come together to form a country. We were created by an ideology for some certain purpose. Do you get that now? So we have existed at a way of life until all of that got interrupted and then changed, and we ended up finding ourselves together to say we are one country, but we are not. That is number one. So when you say Nigerians, you don't understand. You see, when you say Nigerians, ordinarily it would have been all of us. That moment, that point, what mattered most is Nigeria. Not your religion, not your tribe, not your ethnic, not your social class, not whatever it is that you have, any other box you have created for yourself and you put yourself in. Sure, you get me now? No. Because if you are a true country, that is what that means, Nigerians. It doesn't matter your background. But because we were never together, so Nigerians, being Nigerians means different things to all of us. It doesn't mean the same thing. You know what I'm talking about? You get that now? Then thirdly, your supposed guidebook, rule book, or law book, your constitution, something that should have represent your value, documented value, documented boundaries, respected culture, tradition, values, respected values. That everybody will know that, okay, yeah, we are now together. Listen, am I saying with you? I'm going to know act mad, I'm going to know, here are the rules. As long as we respect all these band, we can still remain together. Anybody that violates it, war new. And everybody says, yes, war new. So it simply means you have set up the standard of the society you want. So, on that, I actually really said society or a system is actually the way of life created by people and then practiced again and again and again until it's never perfect, so right, until it becomes sort of like implementable, practicable, sustainable. So if you